Good morning, Titans, and welcome to this edition of Titan Television. I'm Mackenzie Wilson.
And I'm Aubrey Salisbury. On this episode, we'll give you a closer look at a group of students who have the answers to all of your tech problems, and we'll show you how two singers will take their final bow.
All this and more on this episode of Titan Television.
As theater's final shows approach, many seniors find it difficult to say goodbye to the stage.
Kate Bowles tells us about how two seniors make the most out of this bittersweet situation.
West Side Stage's February production of Leading Ladies is a farce comedy that's set to be nothing short of entertaining.
I'm trying to get this get-rich scheme to go as planned by dressing up as this woman's niece with Drake.
Leads Drake Hahn and Bryce Presley have spent the past 4 years in the theater program.
My life has been nonstop on a stage, basically, and whenever I have free time, I'm basically not doing free time, I'm doing stuff for the stage.
However, their bond on stage is the result of more than just running lines and singing show tunes. From toddlers to teenagers, these two grew up inseparable, and their work in the theater program has only brought them closer.
And we literally spent like every day with each other throughout our whole childhood.
Ever since then, we just have this weird relationship where whenever we see each other, it's automatic chemistry on stage and off stage.
So it's no wonder Leading Ladies seems to be the perfect role for the duo.
When I started reading the script, I just laughed out loud because of how crazy it is, but then I thought about me and Bryce doing this, and it's gonna be a riot. It's gonna be funny.
Especially since it will be one of their last.
He was actually the one who convinced me to do this show. I wasn't planning on it, but he was like, we kind of started this together, we need to finish it together. And I'm like, oh crap, he's right.
It's no question that the moment of their final bow will be a lasting memory for the both of them.
I'm gonna be leaving here knowing that I left my mark on this stage, but also leaving knowing that him and I worked side by side to end out high school, and it's amazing knowing that my friend will be standing by when we bow that final time.
With photographer Kate Bowles, this is Lauren Dismond reporting for Titan Television.
Are you crazy?
Come see Leading Ladies February 3rd, 4th, and 5th in the PAC.
In addition to preparing for the shows, the theater department recently went to St. Louis for the Missouri State Thespian Conference, and junior Faith Johnson was voted as one of the 4 officers of the convention.
I felt really honored to be able to have that position and to think about the future in theater and think about the state conference and everything and the amount of people that would be impacted by some of my decisions. So I thought it was really cool.
Congratulations, Faith. Over the past year, you may have noticed some changes to our school security system.
Kayla Yule tells us more.
With an increase in school shootings around the country, many school districts have updated their safety plans, including LSR 7.
Now, when the doors are locked and people come in during the day, they either have to go in through the buzz-in door and the front door, which is the same in all schools. All schools in our district have a buzz-in door, so they can go in there. Or we have a second door, which is across from our student administration secretary's desk, where she can see who comes to that door. And then those are the only 2 places that when the doors are locked, that people can get in the building.
With only 2 available doors to enter the school, it might seem like a friendly gesture to help your classmate through a locked door. However, there could be a consequence.
If it would become a problem, like for example, students were letting people in that they knew they shouldn't, or they were propping a door open, we would give some type of discipline consequence, probably starting at a 4-hour.
So if you do see a student trying to enter the building, direct him or her to one of the buzz-in doors.
more than likely, if the door's locked and they're wanting in, they're either just coming to school, which they need to come in one of those two doors where they can go and check in the attendance office, or they're late and they're tardy, and so again they still need to go check in. Just because it's someone who's a student doesn't mean necessarily one of our students.
But exterior doors aren't the only doors to undergo the changes of the new LSR 7 safety plan.
Having the doors locked with the ability is something we ask teachers to do. The magnets are provided so that a teacher can keep the actual lock itself locked, but where you can pull the door open and close. So if we have to go to a lockdown situation, it's simple as they just push the door open, pull the magnet out, shut the door, and it's locked.
While students might see this as an inconvenience, administration would like to remind you that it's the best way to keep you safe here at school. With photographer Mallory Ratty, I'm Kayla Ewell reporting for Titan Television.
Security isn't the only change our school district has recently seen.
Earlier this month, the district hired a new superintendent, Dr. Dennis Carpenter. With news stories breaking out questioning the dependability of Dr. Dennis Carpenter, it is apparent the Lee Summit community is still wounded from the past year's events. In order to begin the healing process, a Q&A session was held here at Lee Summit West.
So maybe tonight we can clarify and really have a candid, genuine conversation about the 10 words that are really on the list. About who Dr. Carpenter really is. About what's the dream in his heart about being the superintendent of Lee Summit.
The Q&A session lasted for about 2 hours, with questions ranging from salaries to race to transparency at the district level. The entire evening was filmed and is being posted on the district's YouTube channel. Dr. Carpenter currently holds the superintendent position in the Hickman Mills School District. However, he was recently hired by the school board to fill the vacant superintendent position in Lee Summit.
And I'm fortunate and humbled that I was that candidate for Lee Summit. Looking forward to it.
Carpenter is already hard at work making plans for the district.
I have what's called a 100-day plan, or an entry plan, if you will, and it has different community stakeholders, individuals, and groups that I plan to meet with in the first 100 days. During that time, I'll hear about dreams that might be in the heart of community members, that might be in the heart of students, that might be in the heart of staff. And then we hear those dreams and we put plans in place to execute and live those dreams. I would tell you, Lee Summit has a phenomenal opportunity to be the best school district in the country, not just the state. So that's a dream that I already have in my heart as the leader.
Dr. Carpenter will begin his new role in July.
In the meantime, Matt Ross will catch us up on the latest in Titan sports.
Make the ground shake.
Good afternoon, Titans, and welcome to the first TSU of 2017. Winter sports are now in full swing, so there's a lot to cover on this edition. Let's start with girls swim and dive. The ladies finished their last meet last Tuesday versus Ray Peck, in which they came out victorious. The girls will face all other Lee Summit schools tomorrow at the Aquatic Center. The Titan wrestling team, under the direction of new head coach Adam West, is going through a lot of change this season, but there's another story that goes beyond the mats. Allie Marriott and Madison Martin tell us more about how family bonds the coaching staff for the wrestling team.
Often, Lee Summit West is referred to as being one big family, but 4 members of the Titan wrestling team take this word literally. Head wrestling coach Adam West, assistant coach Joel Stepanski, wrestling manager Rebecca Brown, and wrestler Thomas Brown are all related.
Family involved and people that you care about makes a big difference in something as a sport like this.
Wrestling has been a part of the Brown family since the kids were little.
My sister, she's been the manager because she got involved because of me. I was the tiny little wrestler that ran around the room trying to take her down just for the fun of it. My dad was a wrestler in high school, so he got me into it.
Having coaches in the family can mean higher expectations.
You know that they expect you to do way more than what you're already doing. So if you don't, they know, and they'll bring it up at a family dinner.
And these expectations often come from his own sister.
every once in a while, during a match, you look over and she's like this, looking at you, like, move! It's like, okay, and then you move, and then you like mess up a tiny bit, and then she looks at you like she's like about to kill you.
But in the end, they agree that working together benefits all parts of the team.
Yeah, it's more fun because I have people here I know and that I enjoy, and so it makes it more fun to come to work, come to practice.
You get to know each other very well.
Though Rebecca graduates this year, Thomas has 3 more years to wrestle with his family, both on and off the mats.
I have a passion for coaching, and again, just that my family's a part of it even makes it more fun. So.
With photographer Ali Marriott, this is Maddie Martin reporting for Titan Sports Update.
The wrestling team will have their next meet next Wednesday at home versus Ray Peck and Park Hill. Now we move on to the hardwood. The Lady Titan basketball team is coming off a big win against Ray Peck and will head across town to face Lee Summit next Monday. Mario Goodrich has grown into a confident leader through his 3 years at West. I had a chance to sit down with him and talk a little bit more about his work ethic and his expectations going into this year's season. The Titan basketball team has already had a successful start to a highly anticipated season. The success is due in part to junior Mario Goodrich, who returns as a 2-year starter for the team.
It's not only the ability that they have, but it's also, the focus, the effort, all that things that help you get better every day. And, Mario has definitely grown up a lot over the last 2 years in that regard.
However, the team's success did not come overnight.
Just working hard, being in line, up the line, and that's it.
You have a certain, or at least we've tried to have a certain expectation of winning. And, as you develop that, as you push through that, it comes down to the details of the everydayness.
With the hard work, Mario has developed a bigger role with his experience on the team.
You can't tell somebody else to do something if you're not doing it. So I always got to do what I'm supposed to do.
It's up to him to make a lot of the decisions that we need to get made, making good decisions as well as making plays. So, a lot of that falls on me and having Mario understand what it is that I'm asking so that he can relay those things out onto the floor.
After a promising preseason, expectations are high for the team.
We should be winning a state championship in March.
I'd put our guys up against anybody if we're playing at a high level. And the key is to play at that high level at the right time.
This is Matt Ross reporting for Titan Sports Update. Mario is not the only veteran guard in this year's team. Carson Stepanski spends 60 seconds with senior guard CJ May. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is CJ May, and this is TSU 60 Seconds. All right, my favorite pregame meal is Subway because it's been a tradition ever since freshman year. And me and a couple teammates usually go there and just eat. Favorite pregame song is Doors Open by Future because it gets the whole team hyped. My favorite play is fist when the opponent's in 2-3. We just throw a hoop over the top and get easy dunk. The funniest guy on the team was Elijah Childs because he always just makes everybody on the team laugh. We just all have a good time. One word to describe Coach Schubert is intense because he's always up, out of his seat, yelling, trying to get us in the right spots. My favorite drill in practice is KU shooting. My favorite professional athlete is LeBron James. My favorite game day uniform is the black uniforms. My dream college would be Arkansas State because my sister plays volleyball there and I would love to go to school with her. If I could throw an alley-oop to anybody, it would be LeBron James. This is Ben's TSU 60 Seconds with CJ May.
The Titan basketball team is doing well this week at Lee Summit High for the Culver's Classic. Check TSU Twitter for the latest updates on final scores and also when they'll be playing next. The last update I have for you is for a sport that's not usually on the TSU. Last week, the annual dodgeball tournament took place. Shelby Parscale tells us more on what went down on the courts.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
This is just one of the many strategies used in this year's dodgeball tournament. With 15 teams participating, there were over 20 games played. After 3 hours of fierce competition, it came down to the final game between the Ball Americans and Dirty Mike and the boys. Dirty Mike and the boys were undefeated, so the Ball Americans had their work cut out for them. After several minutes of playing, it was down to 2 Ball-American players and 1 from Dirty Mike and the boys. After a hard-fought match, Ball-Americans came out on top, winning the tournament.
After we won, we got free Freddy's, so we went as a team feast. Celebrate the dubs.
The tournament raised over $700 for Project Grad and was a huge success. Reporting for Titan Television, this is Shelby Parscale.
That's all I have for this edition of TSU. Now back to the studio with Mackenzie and Aubrey.
Thanks, Matt. But teamwork is not just exclusive to Sports at West.
Drayden Wood tells us about a group of students that work together to make your technology run a little smoother.
Placing a Chromebook in the hands of all Lee Summit students has made utilizing technology easier. However, this transition has not always been the smoothest.
We just instituted the Chromebooks, a couple years ago, where we started passing them out to students. At first it was problematic like anything.
Usually it's a problem with Schoology, or their computer's frozen, or Wi-Fi's not working. So usually we come in, they sit down next to us, and we help them through the problem.
That's where the Technology Assistance Center comes in.
Occasionally we'll have a couple what we call field trips. Well, we'll go to other teachers' classrooms and help, diagnose a projector issue or help fix a speaker system or whatever they need us to do.
Students such as Kim Kundiger and Ryan Matthews are staying in touch with the world of technology by being a part of Technology Assistance.
Technology is one of the most present things in our lives, and it's going to continue to be for years to come. So any insight or information that you can gain on any technical system is going to help you in the long run.
If you'd like to be a part of the team and you're in need of an elective credit, keep in mind the application for enrollment is coming.
You don't really have to do anything as far as a prerequisite to the class. It's definitely a benefit to have taken some computer apps classes, but once you're in the class, there are certain certifications that you have to complete before you can start working on things like Chromebooks, printers, projectors, smart boards, etc.
So when you need technological assistance, remember, their door is always open. With photographer Kaylee Addison, this is Drayden Wood reporting for Titan Television.
But if technology is still stressing you out, Danielle Gorman shows us an easy solution.
Although Lee Summit has its fair share of coffee shops, sometimes a change of location is just what students need to stay motivated. This month, the producers of Titan TV and I headed down to KC to find out which coffee shops have the right atmosphere and, of course, the right latte. We found 3 unique coffee shops that give you a taste of what KC has to offer. We judged them in terms of atmosphere, quality, and price. Our first stop was Key Coffee, located in the River Market of downtown Kansas City. Its energetic atmosphere makes it the perfect place to camp out for a group project. The coffee served at Key is strong, but not overwhelming. They also offer a variety of homemade syrups to spice up your drinks. However, finding a table at this popular location may serve as a challenge. Our next stop took us to Mud Pie Bakery in Westport. Mud Pie is a vegan coffee shop, but don't let that stop you from enjoying what it has to offer. Their soy substitute added a delicious twist to a common favorite, and a small latte here ranges around $4. Mud Pie is a spacious and cozy environment, a perfect place to catch up on homework, but don't be surprised if you can't find a parking spot. Finally, we headed to Crow's Coffee near the UMKC campus. Crow's environment is distinguished by the upbeat music and funky artwork lining the walls. With most small coffees ranging under $4, the lattes mirror the artistic vibe of the shop. However, if you're used to a lighter coffee brew, Crow's might not be the place for you. Now for the final evaluations. Best price goes to Crow's Coffee because they offer a 12-ounce latte for under $4. Best quality goes to Key Coffee because of their variety and homemade syrups. And best atmosphere goes to Mud Pie Bakery because it's a 2-story building with more than enough space to zone in on homework or relax. Next time you're out on a cold day looking for a hot cup of coffee, stop into one of these shops to experience a little bit of what KC has to offer.
That's all we have for this edition of Titan Television. I'm Aubrey Salisbury.
And I'm Mackenzie Wilson. Tune in on February 16th for our next show. Have a great day, Titans.